Hello everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new review in which we're going to discuss about the T25 AT, the Tier 7 American tank destroyer. I literally love this tank. I felt in love completely with this tank probably 2 days ago when I bought it for the first time, and after 1 or 2 games I enriched it straight away. This tank is simply a beast at Tier 7. To me it's the top 1 tank destroyer at Tier 7 if we talk about Tech 3 tanks only, because of course if not the Helsing stays the king of the hill. But overall this tank has everything to seduce you, and we're gonna see why right now. First we need to talk about the armor. The armor profile is simply broken concerning this part right there. You still have weak spots, that's why it's not really a problem, and that's why if you're not a good player you're not gonna make it effective. But overall all this part here is nearly impenetrable. For Tier 6, even with gold, they are not going to penetrate. For Tier 7s, if maybe some of them are going to be able to penetrate with gold shells, and for Tier 8s, most of them are going to go through without gold shells, except if you're angled. If you're angled, nearly nobody is going to go through, and you can angle because you have a good gun depression, which is nice. Now, you still have 2 weak spots. The first one is probably the cupola, and it's the one I hate the most, because usually the playstyle of the tank is probably to try to go on the reach line, angling a little bit this already angled plate, so you make it even harder for your enemies to penetrate you, but they can still see that cupola, and that's where they're gonna aim, because even if it doesn't seem like it, the cupola is pretty huge. And the second one is probably this part right there, which is quite easy to penetrate. But of course, that's a weak spot. That's the point of weak spots, to be weak. Now, overall, if we take a look at the rest of the tank, it's pretty much garbage concerning the armor. Here, it sucks. At the rear, I think everybody can go through with HE on this part. I'm not sure about this part, though. But for this one, yes, I'm sure everybody can go through it with HE. And yeah, pretty much, you have armor only at the front. And that's why with this tank, you need to show your frontal armor only. Don't try to side scrap. Don't try this kind of stuff, because if you angle your tank, even like this, people can penetrate here, because as you can see it's a little bit round. It's not a straight line. If it was a straight line, maybe you would be able to bounce, but here no, it's gonna be in a perfect angle for your enemies to penetrate. So stay in front of your opponents with this tank, but we're gonna talk about the playstyle later on. So for the armor, you have an amazing armor for Tier 7. Now let's talk about the gun, because the gun is amazing as well. Great aiming time, average gun dispersion, great DPM, 2.7k per minute, the great reload time as well, 6.8 seconds, a good armor penetration with 98 millimeter with the regular shells, and 245 with APCRs, which is a good thing to have APCRs instead of hit, because you can go through pretty much everything with APCRs, and average damage 310. But what is great about this tank, even if overall the statistics are good, the best thing is probably the gun depression, 10 degrees of gun depression. That's why I'm telling you, with this tank you need to get on reach line, mountains, anything like that, and just pop out with your gun, only hiding this part. If you do that, you're gonna angle this area here, which is already angled. It's gonna increase your armor by at least 200%, and you're gonna be nearly impenetrable. I love that goddamn tank. It's perfect for my playstyle, at least, because you can play extremely aggressively. But even if the armor is great and the gun is great, what about the mobility? The mobility is great as well. You go faster than the Yak Panther, because I can compare it to the Yak Panther. They have pretty similar gameplay. But yeah, with this one, you're gonna go fast. You're gonna be in position fast. You can relocate, and you also have a really good ultra speed, 47 degrees per second. Overall, this tank has everything to seduce you if you know how to deal with reach lines and gun depression, because you have amazing armor, amazing mobility, amazing gun. Everything you need to have good games. So yeah, personally, I enriched mine because it was worth it. And you're gonna see in the replays, because I have one replay, one ace tanker. I'm gonna go for one live replay and after one ace tanker, and you're gonna see in the ace tanker that you can make a lot of credits with this one if you manage to play it correctly, of course, like pretty much every single tank in the game, but still. Now, how am I equipping it? For the provision, case of cola, protective kit, and improved fuel. And for the equipment, really simple. I go for the gun rammer. We're in tank destroyer. We already have a great gun penetration. I don't need to go for calibrated shell. After, I go for the enhanced gun laying drive to reduce a little bit my aiming time. And finally, I go for the refined gun, because with this one, you're gonna see my playstyle being pretty much aggressive. I don't have time to fully focus, so I don't need to get the vertical stabilizer. I would rather allow myself to snapshot more by lowering the gun dispersion than having to aim for a fewer time. Now for the vitality, I go for the defense system because I'm not gonna ram anybody. After improved assembly, I could go for the 4% strengthened armor as well. It all depends on yourself. Really, it can be, both of them can be a really good choice. Because on 59 hit points more is not that much. It can save your ass sometimes, but I would rather go for this one because usually if people can penetrate you, they're gonna go with gold shells, and usually if they go for gold shells, this one is not enough to make them bounce. After I go for the toolbox because, let's face it, this one is useless. Now specialization, I go for improved optics and not camo because I play it extremely aggressively in the front line. After I go for engine accelerator because overall my mobility is great, so why not make it better, why not make it even better. And the high-end consumables because, as I already told you, I have a great DPM, so I can improve it a little bit by using adrenaline more on the battlefield. Pretty much that's it for the characteristics of the tank. Now real quick, how do you want to play it? On ridge lines, mountains, you can try some peekaboo, you can try to angle your armor, and when you're reloading and you have people in front of you, do not hesitate to wiggle. Not too much, but just enough to make them bounce on your huge gun mantlet, because this part is impenetrable for most of players and most of tanks, and if you wiggle like this, it's gonna be easier for you to maybe bounce some shots of your opponents. That's it for the characteristics. Now let's go for the live replay. Okay, let's go for live battles, hoping maybe to fall on tier 7s. That would be awesome if we can manage to get in tier 7, because it will show you the real strength of the tank. Perfect. Perfect. The little spiciness here is probably the fact that we have a E25 platoon in front of us. I don't know if they can penetrate me with heat shells if I'm angled. I never tried, for real. I only have like 11 or 12 games with the T25 AT. But let's try it. So we need to find a position where we can angle our tank, and the best way to do that is to go on the right side. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna take the position regardless. I just need to get there before the rest of my team, or even before the E25s, because if I get both the E25s to shoot me, that's gonna be a little bit hard for me to get out of the situation. Okay, let's go. See, you still have a good mobility. I mean, I'm going at nearly 45 kilometers per hour. Not a lot of tank destroyers at tier 7 can go that fast, and that's pretty much what I love about this tank. You have everything you need to do a good game and to carry. Alright, let's take my position here. Let's see if we can sneak a shot. I don't know if I got spotted by oh, there is my boy. No, I can't get him. No, he's gonna die. He's gonna die regardless before. Okay, first shot done. 4, 3, 2. Can we maybe sneak a shot with HE? Ah, oh, come on, I didn't manage to kill it. Okay, I can still... No, not from here. Yeah, I think they're playing with gold. I'm not sure. It's possible that they did, it's possible that they didn't. Let's just sneak a shot on the Edelweiss. Okay, twice tracks. Twice tracks, but he repaired. Oh, come on, why is my HE not going in? I wonder where the rest of their team is. That's really weird how they are moving on the map, you know? They really split it though. That's like the worst thing to do. Never split, boys, never split. Oh, juicy 25. Okay, we need to take care of them. Okay, time to pop some adrenaline. We go in. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna kill them, no problem. Okay, we killed the first cockroach. Can we have the second one? Come on. Ah, no, I can't get him. Okay, E25. Are you gonna kill the T-type? That's a good question. Come on. Can I have it? Nope. Alright, I think that was a pretty average game, but it shows you what you need to do. You need to find positions where it's either you can sneak shots like I did in the peekaboo, or try the reach line, some stuff like that. That's the best. Okay, now I'm probably gonna go for a second game, but the second game is gonna be directly an ace tanker I did a couple of days ago, which should show you how to play the tank correctly. Okay guys, now we're gonna take a look. I don't know if it's an ace tanker, I don't think it was an ace tanker, but that's like the perfect playstyle to adopt with the T25 AT, and that's why I'm showing you this replay that is pre-recorded. So, really simple. Here what do? I'm in top tier. In top tier, I already told you, you have a really great armor, so you can play aggressively. That's exactly what I intend to do. And you're just gonna look at everybody simply bouncing me all the time, except if they go for the cupola, of course, and that's gonna happen a couple of times. See, for example, this shot the T29 just made. This shot went not in my frontal armor, but just because I angled a little bit too much the tank. That's why, and that's where the T29 penetrated me. You need to be extremely careful with this one. Your armor is located only at the front, and of course, at the front you have the cupola. So for the moment, I'm in a pretty good position, even if they are still penetrating quite a lot of shots, too much in my opinion, because I already lost half my HPs. I can wiggle a little bit in order for them to miss my main weak spot, which is the cupola. That's what I'm doing. Every time I shoot, I just wiggle a little bit, and it's effective, it's effective. I don't remember how many shots I bounced this game, but there are pretty much a lot of them. So, really simple. We don't need to move, we have the perfect position. I just need to be careful, and here that was my mistake. I was not being careful about what the T29 is doing, because the T29 is still a tank that is extremely high. Therefore, even if he's in the back of the battle, in the back of the field, he can still have shots on me, and I need to be aware of that. And that was my mistake here concerning the T29. I did not pay attention to what he was doing. That's why now I really want to focus him in order to destroy him as fast as possible. He is one of the main threats to me at the moment. It's one of the few tier 7s that is in the game, and for the moment it's going pretty good so far. Even if we lost pretty much all our HP, we are fine, but something is gonna happen that is gonna overturn everything. I did the mistake of going back because I was alone, and if you go back, you allow the T29 to take a null down position, and as soon as the T29 is in all down and I can't push it, he becomes the king of the hill, because let's face it, at tier 7 the best tank to hold down is still the T29, not the tank I'm playing right now. And now we're just locked. I'm with this SU-100Y, and they're starting to push, and unfortunately, as long as I don't kill the T29, I can't do shit. I'm trying to get shots on the T29, unfortunately all my shots are bouncing. And I got RNG unlucky after. You're gonna see why on this shot right there. Just look at that. I thought this one would go through. I was playing with APCR, but no, it didn't. If it did, I would have probably been able to win, because I would have pushed the Type 58 and stuff. But yeah, it's gonna cost me the win. Plot twist, yeah, we're gonna lose this game, but you're gonna see how we're gonna lose this game. So for the moment, I can't really push in. I see the T29 just shot. I go for an APCR to be sure to kill it. I kill it, and now I need to take care of the IS. Big problem, is that I went on the IS instead of going on the Type, and maybe I should have gone for the Type, and now it's too late, because I want to go on the Type, and I don't manage to see that there is the SU-100Y behind. That just derps me on the move. I think I could have won this if I managed to get on the Type 58 and not doing the dumb shit I did, but that's my fault. They still played well by pushing. That was the right thing to do. If they didn't, I was the king of the hill as well. First class, still a good game, and yeah, overall that's how you want to play it. You want to wiggle when you're reloading, try to find positions where you can use your gun depression, and don't try to wiggle to avoid being penetrated on your cupola. Hope you enjoyed the review, and see you soon.